How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its spring sale, and I am here once again to take a look at some deals under $10. We already did a video, but there's so many deals that we can do another video, so a lot to go over. Let's try to get through everything relatively quickly since I have well over 10 games here. So, right off the top, let's give the VIII titles a mention from VIII and EA, published by EA. A Way Out and It Takes Two. Definitely want to give these a shout. $5.99 for A Way Out. It Takes Two is $9.99. Generally speaking, it seems like people do like It Takes Two better. Like, It Takes Two legit was a Game of the Year contender. I believe it won Game of the Year from a lot of people. I didn't think that highly of it. It's a super charming story, and definitely as a co-op title, it's good. A Way Out had a lot of twists and turns, and I like that game as well. A lot of credit to VIII. They found a niche for themselves, and that niche has kind of now escalated into it not being a niche. The market wants more cooperative games and games focusing on co-op play. Obviously, it's an area that I don't think will ever be oversaturated with a lot of games. Like, story-driven, co-op-only titles is, like, an area that VIII has kind of carved out for themselves. I'm sure there are other games that fit that bill as well, but good on them, and both their titles have been really good. So, $6 for A Way Out, $9.99 for It Takes Two. Good buys all around. You guys know me, love me some Mega Man. Let's give some Mega Man collections a shout. Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 is $7.99. Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 is really the better Legacy Collection. Legacy Collection 2 has a lot of good stuff, don't get me wrong, but Legacy Collection 1 is where it's at. Mega Man X 1 through 4, that is really what I think many would consider to be the height of the franchise. X5 is really good as well, then X6, 7, and 8, a little bit of a mixed bag across those three titles, but X 1 through 4 are great. It would have been so much better if they also included X Maverick Hunter, Maverick Hunter X, which was the PSP remake of Mega Man X1. For some reason, that game is just getting lost in the ether, but what can you do? Hopefully enough people at some point buy Mega Man X Legacy Collection so we can finally get a Mega Man X9. Like, right now, guys, like, being a Mega Man fan's a little difficult given that we're getting all of these great collections. We got the Battle Network Legacy Collection last year, but now I'm relegated to accepting, like, Exo Primal crossover content for Mega Man, and that's my Mega Man fixture for the year. Like, guys, I want a new Mega Man game, and I'm sure Capcom's gonna do it at this point. I don't think you roll out this many collections if you aren't confident that Mega Man has some interest and has some fandom left attached to it that you can make money off of, and let's hope whatever they do in the future, whether it be an X9, whether it be a Battle Network 7, Star Force is still out there to do a collection of. I know Star Force is DS games, but Star Force Collection is still something they could do. But yeah, outside of collections, I do want a new Mega Man game. But speaking of Mega Man collections, we also have the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, 67% off for $9.89. Mega Man Zero, and especially Mega Man ZX, is criminally underrated. ZX especially was on Nintendo DS, and it took Mega Man into a different direction where it played out more like a Metroidvania, and it was really, really well done. I believe we were supposed to get a third ZX game, but that never came to fruition. You guys know the deal. A lot of Mega Man games have been canceled throughout the years, but this includes Mega Man 0, 1 through 4, ZX, and ZX Advent. 0, 1 through 4 are very much on the shorter side, and they are super challenging games, so keep that in mind. ZX and ZX Advent, I think, are great, so definitely go check this collection out. For this price point, definitely a good pickup. Mafia Definitive Edition, 75% off for $9.99. Good ground-up remake of Mafia. On the shorter side, for sure, a game you can complete in 8 to 10 hours, but sometimes, again, that is exactly what the doctor ordered in terms of the type of game you want to play. You know, there's a lot of games these days, 40, 50, 70 hours at length, and sometimes you complete a 70-hour RPG. What do you want to do? Do you want to play another 70-hour RPG, or would you like to bridge the gap into your next RPG with a game like Mafia Definitive Edition that's 8 to 10 hours? I know that's what I like to do, and Mafia Definitive Edition is a great game. Again, a ground-up remake of Mafia 1. While the visuals are a lot better, the gameplay is still, like, a perfectly suitable, like, decent cover-based shooter. Is it gonna reinvent the wheel? No, but it's perfectly acceptable for what it is. But you really do go into this game with the narrative and the storytelling at the forefront. Obviously, everybody will rage at the racing mission. It is what it is as far as that's concerned. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, 50% off for $9.99. Now, I imagine most of you guys have this, but for whatever reason, if you don't, this is a steal of a deal. Horizon Zero Dawn is absolutely awesome. Now, Forbidden West is a legit, like, significant visual improvement upon Zero Dawn, which is kind of crazy to think about because Forbidden West, at the end of the day, is on the PlayStation 4, but Forbidden West looks so much better. I went back and played Zero Dawn again last year. Like, I do playthroughs of Zero Dawn all the time, and I've completed this game a ridiculous amount of times, but going back and playing Zero Dawn after Forbidden West came out, you really notice how much of a lesser game this is in terms of visuals, and yeah, it's a lot worse visually. It looks good, but Forbidden West is like a masterclass in technical achievement that Zero Dawn does stick out like a sore thumb, that if they do, you guys remember that talk of a remake that they were talking about Zero Dawn getting rebuilt in Forbidden West's visual style? It's not like a ground-up remake or anything, but something like that, I think I would actually be definitely interested in checking out. Nonetheless, Zero Dawn is still very much worth the playthrough. PlayStation 5 runs 60 FPS. I should say it runs 60 FPS on PS5. You got the Frozen Wilds expansion here as well. Game is really good, and while visually Forbidden West is a stronger game, we want to talk about narrative. Oh man, Zero Dawn is the far, far superior game. So definitely check it out. $9.99, good pick up there. Next up, we got BioShock the Collection, 80% off for $9.99. You got BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite. They're great games, guys. First-person shooters. BioShock 1 and Infinite are tremendous. Infinite is my personal favorite, which I know a lot of people disagree with. A lot of people are partial towards BioShock 1. I'll let you have it. Not here to get into that argument. What I do know is that all 3 games for $10 is a fantastic deal. Next up, Need for Speed Unbound is $7. I know I've been talking a lot about Need for Speed Heat, and Unbound certainly at that initial $70 price tag when it came out just 16 months ago. It's not like this is that old of a game, but $70, come on, EA. $70 was way too much. 90% off for $7. Alright, you're talking about language a little bit more now. Need for Speed Unbound is still an enjoyable arcade racer, and these are games that you can jump into, have a pretty good time with, not take too seriously. I wasn't crazy about some of the visual and stylistic shifts that Unbound had, but if you're a fan of arcade racers for $7, you're still probably gonna have a good time with it. Surprised that the PlayStation rating is so low for this game. Rarely do you see games get rated below 3 stars on the PlayStation Store, but Need for Speed is one of those. But you're spending $7 versus $70, so you're gonna have a pretty decent time with it, I think. Next up, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, 75% off for $9.99. I talk up the Tomb Raider games all the time, although SOTR in some areas I did think was a little bit of a step below from ROTR, especially narratively. And when this game initially came out, you can dig up my video from 2018 where I complained about Square Enix's DLC plan for this game, where they outlined a 7-month DLC plan prior to the release of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Thankfully, you don't gotta worry about that nonsense with the Definitive Edition because you get all that content, but, like, imagine that. Rolling out a single-player game and then telling you that they're gonna have 7 months of DLC content updates for the game. Like, it was a little wild, but, you know, these things happen in gaming these days. $9.99 for SOTR is great. Definitely do go check that out. Throwback Final Fantasy titles. Final Fantasy VII, $6.39. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, $7.99. And Final Fantasy IX Digital Edition, $8.39. I mean, there are old school Final Fantasy games. We are talking about FF7, the OG release, which I still think is a worthwhile playthrough, especially given that the remake is a little bit different. And it's fun if you've never played the OG 7 to play the original and see where they did change things up. Obviously, there are some glaring changes and then some more subtle changes in the games as well. Remake, obviously, much more expanded as well. Given that Midgar section that's covered in the remake, that section could legitimately be completed in the original game in like 3 to 4 hours. 3 hours might be pushing it a little bit, but certainly 4 hours, and I'm sure like speedrunners are completing it way quicker than that, but nonetheless, $6.39 for FF7 is a good deal. FF8 is like the black sheep of the franchise. A lot of people aren't big fans of it. I still thought it was a decent game, and FF9 is revered as well. A lot of people think we're gonna get a remake. Seems to be definitely likely, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Next up, we got Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. This is a game that I talk up all the time. It's kind of the forgotten Assassin's Creed game, given that it came out in 2014 after the release of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, but it was on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 a year after the next-gen consoles at the time launched. And, you know, they didn't have backwards compatibility. Xbox didn't have backwards compatibility at that point either, so it was just a little bit lost in the shuffle, but Rogue was a really good game. Naval combat solid, fantastic main character, and just all around a good classic Assassin's Creed game. For $9, I think that's a solid pickup. My Hero One's Justice 2, 75% off for $9.99. Now, I am not caught up on My Hero the anime. I'm quite far behind at this point. I think Season 7 are they gearing up for, or Season 6 is airing right now. Like, there's a lot of content of My Hero that I gotta catch up on, but what I watched I really did enjoy. My Hero One's Justice 2 was a really solid arena fighter, obviously made for fans of the anime series, but flashy, stylish, and if you like My Hero, you'll probably end up enjoying the game. Lastly, we got Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, 75% off for $9.99. There was also DLC released for this game, the Fatesworn, but the Fate edition isn't on sale, I should say. $9.99 for the game is quite good. I thought Kingdoms of Amalur was a solid open-world action RPG. The gameplay was super fast-paced, played more like an action game, emphasis on the action. You know, enjoyable. Narrative didn't really hit home with me, but overall for $9.99, I think this is definitely a pretty good pickup, so would give that a shot if you're looking for a new open world RPG. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available right now. If we wanted to do another video of games under $10, we probably could, but for now, check out these deals. They're quite good. Links to all of them in the description box below. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.